Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. We gotta talk about a topic that's important, a topic that we seem to always be talking about, even though this is a music channel. We're talking about money, making money. Specifically, those artists we like, making the money that we want them to make because they earned it. They're working artists, and we want them to make money off the great work that they do. We want them to do it on Bandcamp. Oh no. We want them to make it off streaming. Oh no. Well, we want them to make it off touring. What are they supposed to do? Well, at the very least, we know for a fact that an artist can sell a damn shirt without any drama, right? Wrong! You're wrong about that! Or maybe you were right, because the progression of this video was obvious. But yeah, for those of you who are unaware, artists increasingly these days are facing fees at venues that they perform at that are essentially looking to take a cut of whatever merch sales they make that night. At one time, years and years and years ago, this was not as much of a thing, but over the past couple of decades, apparently it's become a pretty popular practice, not just for artists who are some of the biggest in the game and are playing giant venues and arenas and so on and so forth, but now it's becoming a more common practice in smaller clubs. And a lot of these merch percentage asks could range anywhere from like 10 to 20% in some cases. This is becoming more and more of a widely discussed topic. Recently, Pitchfork did a piece on it. Also, Jeff Rosenstock, in the lead up to the tour that he is now on for his Hell Mode record, posted his merch sale asks and percentages to his Instagram page. There's also Live Nation, who recently announced this On the Road Again program where they sort of said all their venues are going to be allowing artists to keep 100% of their merch sales. This may be an attempt on Live Nation's part to seem like a less terrible company given all the bad press they've received recently, but we're going to ignore that. Again, this is a thing, seems to be even more a thing as the years draw on, but simultaneously there's this growing swell of pushback against this trend, and I thought I would also sort of voice my opinion on it, given that I'm not really a big fan of this practice either, especially given that, as we know and has already been referenced in the video, the prospect of making money directly off of your music as a working musician seems like less and less of a reality. Unless you're in that upper echelon of artists right now in the music industry where your songs, your records are pulling a lot of streams and simultaneously you're kind of independent, so you're making a bulk of that streaming revenue. It's going directly to you as opposed to a label or some other third party and then it's going to you. You're most likely not making the lion's share of your money off your music or really making a living period off of your music, and that's it. More often than not, independent artists these days are making the bulk of their cash off of touring, which is why when they're out there for months doing date after date after date, every penny counts. I know people personally who have gone out on tours and have basically lost money on the tour or barely broke even. It's something that seemingly for artists gets more expensive every year, even riskier in a way given that COVID is still very much a thing. And as an aside, companies that do insurance for, music performance tours don't even freaking cover COVID. Like if you have COVID and you have to cancel your shit because of that, you're fucked. I say all this to point out that every dollar you can make on a tour for an independent artist, for an underground artist, is huge, which is where merch comes in, which I'm sure everybody watching this video, everybody who follows this channel who is a self-proclaimed music nerd has gone out to a show, seen a band, loved the band, had a great time, wanted to remember that incredible night that they had seeing that show, so they bought a shirt, they bought a hat, they bought a commemorative thong. As much as we love our venues, we do, we love our venues, thank you. Thank you for being there to be a place that, houses the show and the performance. I mean, we would have seen the band play anyway in a fucking alleyway. We don't give a shit. We're hardcore like that. But, we love that you're there. We appreciate you. But but I don't think you should be taking a 20% merch cut on my favorite band shit. Especially since like a lot of planning and production typically goes into merch that the venue has nothing to do with. You're lucky if the venue offers you a person or a team of people to sell the damn stuff. Given that the venue isn't there to help facilitate the creation and desired location of the merch, why are they taking 20% off on the damn back end? Especially given that after all of that investment the artist has to put into that merch, monetary investment, they're lucky if they end up making a 50% profit on that shirt or hat or whatever. So now the artist has to give the venue 20% of that after the fact. And I mean, it's not like the venue let you play there out of the good of their fucking hearts. The venues have ticketing fees. They're making money as you pull people into the door. Those people are paying to have their coats held. Those people are paying to get drinks at the bar. There are loads of ways the venues make money off the people that you drag into the damn place. There would be nobody in that venue that night if not for the artist agreeing to play there. Why then do we need to act like the venue is doing them a favor and taking a bit off their merch?
Yeah, man, like, if it wasn't for us, you'd have to sell your merch out on the street, you know, out of your tour van, like, in the front of the place, and we know you don't want to do that, so, like, come on, just, like, give us 20, please.
It's sort of a dick move, kind of a slimy move. And look, while I get it economically out there these days, it's kind of hard to run a venue, especially in a post-COVID era, but, like, look, let's face it, shows are back, concerts are back, in full fucking force. There's no reason to be pulling that 15 or 20% out of the artist's pocket at the end of the show, especially with the way things have been trending today. And frankly, as a venue, as a business, if what is keeping you afloat at the end of the day is that 15 or 20% you're taking out of artists as they play at your freaking place every night, like, dude, something's wrong. That should not be what makes or breaks your business model. If you have to close doors without ripping artists out of a chunk of their merch sales, something's going on. To sum things up, this ridiculous and preposterous practice, this nickel and diming of the people coming through your door and bringing fans into the halls of your venues every night, yeah, it needs to stop. It's not fair. It's stupid and dumb. It's awful. It's unfair. It needs to stop. Figure out other ways to make money. Actually be creative and conceive of something that people coming through the doors might pay for, as opposed to figuring out a way to just like pull that money out of the artist's pocket. Over here next to my head, it's another video you could check out. Let me know what you think about all this in the comments. I'm sure you will. We love you. You're the best. Anthony Fantano, artists, merch, 100%, forever.